Hey guys, how's it going? Coming to you today from, this is part 2 of our video series where we're talking about the water filtration systems, okay? So what I'm doing here is the part 2 is the full home system. I've got Jeremy. He is ready to explain that full home system to you and the price to get this installed into your house and all the benefits that come along with it, all right? So let's go ahead and jump right into this video. I'm coming to you today from Punta Palmera in Cana. All right, guys, let's do it. Jeremy over here with me, and he's going to be walking you through this system. He's going to tell you the specs on it. He's going to tell you why it's so important and how we went ahead and did this install. We had to be a little bit creative with this one, and we can do that for you guys as well. But he's going to explain that entire process. All right, Jeremy, all you.
Hi guys. So this is a whole home filter system. This takes basically the main supply line of your water coming into your home and filters it so that everything in your house is filtered water. Your showers, bathroom fixtures, everything is filtered. This unit is a 12-gallon per minute unit, which is more than sufficient for a 3-4 bedroom place. We have larger units to meet the demand if you have a larger home. But this was probably on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as places to install and difficulties of finding a space for this versus where the plumbing's coming in. This was probably a 6 or 7.
A 6 or 7.
We obviously need the space for this. This takes up about 2.5 feet when all said and done. It's a bigger system, but it's a workhorse because you're providing water to your whole house. You're filtering that. So this system has 3 stages to it. It's got a first stage 10 micron filter.
What does that mean, 10 micron?
So that's just the permeation level of the cartridge that's in here. So 1 micron is 1/1,000,000th of a meter. Just to give you an idea, a human hair's width is about 50 microns.
Perfect. That's
So
exactly what
when we're putting in a 10 micron, it's filtering down all of the particles that are able to stop in a 10 microns.
And that's just the first step.
That's just the first stage. After that, it goes into a second stage, which is a 5 micron. So we now cut that in half and filter it down even further. And then the third stage is your disinfection. This is a ultraviolet.
The most
lamp,
important part of it.
which is the most important part of it, because as we already know, the water here has got bacteria in it.
Yeah.
So this totally kills all the bacteria, disinfects it. It's a UV light. It's regulated and monitored in case there's any issues with it.
I'm going to show them this really quick so you guys can see. There's a countdown.
You can see the countdown on there. That is
It's just got installed, so we're at 365, right?
right, which represents the amount of days. It's recommended that you change these UV bulbs out once a year. So this is just giving you a registered countdown of how long this bulb's been in effect for. And when it gets down to 0, it's going to give you a little audible beep that you can shut off. It's not going to keep going. But just to remind you that it's time to change that bulb. But this is going to disinfect.
How much does it cost roughly to change that bulb? Every year, so it's a once a year change, and how much are we looking at with us?
The bulbs cost about $40.
Okay. That's changed.
And that, they're not that expensive.
That's our team coming out, doing the maintenance, getting it done for you.
That's correct.
Got it, okay.
Yep. And so, we also have to change these out every 6 months.
Every 6 months for those, and every year for the light.
And every year for the light.
And
Yep.
what are we looking at price-wise, roughly, for the other 2 filters?
So these 2 filters are about a $35 change out.
Got it. Perfect.
Again, they're not overly expensive, and
Perfect. Tell them a little bit about when we're talking about the install process here. You can see the water in, water out, that whole process, and how we ran it through the roof, tying into the main water supply.
right. So again, going back to the convenience of installing this, since it is a larger system, you need to have a larger space to put it in. What we found out here is that Cash's main water coming in to supply his entire home is actually located outside in a closet. And that closet is nowhere near the size to hold something like this.
Exactly.
So what we actually had to do was our plumber that we have actually stemmed off from the main that's out in the closet, ran a supply line from that up above in the ceiling and down into this room to hook into the filter. You can see this is the main water line coming in from that closet.
With the shut-off valve.
Yep, with the shut-off valve.
And this is all the work that our team did, by the way.
Correct. And we put these shut-off valves here for a reason. That way when we come out and do a filter change, it's quick. We shut the water off, there's no mess. We unscrew the filters, replace them, turn the water back on, you're good to go.
And this is the common sense factor that our company's going to have.
Right.
That some may not, because
these are things that you don't see otherwise around here, and I've been in many, many homes over the last year doing consultations and stuff, and this is, again, another feature that you just don't see. So you'll end up having to turn off your whole water to your house, and then changing the filter out, and then having to run the water in every room to get the air out, and it's a process. So the water comes in from the main, goes through our filtration system, through the disinfection system, back out into that closet, and supplies the rest of the home.
Exactly. And why is this, now someone may ask, a little bit tight in here, so someone may ask, Jeremy, why, you already did a reverse osmosis, you got under the sink, you can drink from your tap, why do you need this?
Well,
what are the reasons for it or not for it?
There's several reasons. As far as the RO system and partnering with that, anytime you can filter down more your water before it gets into an RO system, the longer that RO system is going to last as far as the filter changes. So that's one factor. The second factor is you're still showering, you're brushing your teeth, you're running your rest of your water throughout your house. And as you saw with our test results, it's got a lot of sediment in it. It's got hardness. It's got bacteria. So it's just a means of having a good potable water.
This was the water out of the tap.
That's the water out of the tap. So having this whole home filter system, you're getting good potable water that you can feel comfortable with and bathing and washing your face, or whatever you typically do in your showers, your bathroom fixtures.
I want to add something to that. So part of my place, it's a penthouse, and I have a lock-off unit, and that's an area that we rent out. So I asked Jeremy, hey, does that mean I can drink the water from the tap in the lock-off portion of the unit? And he said, absolutely you can.
Yeah.
Why is that? I don't have reverse osmosis. How can I still do it?
The answer to that is yes, because it's not as high of quality as the RO system, because the RO system is stripping all of the contaminants, minerals, everything out, sediment. This is taking out most of the sediment, and it's disinfecting or killing the bacteria as well. But it's not as refined as an RO system. But yes, you can absolutely still drink this. It would be just like people drinking out of the tap, in North America.
Maybe whatever. I would say better. Look what happened in
Michigan. Or a little better, right?
Look what happened in Michigan. Look what happened all over North America. So I would say it's better because for sure it's stripped of contaminants and there's no bacteria.
Right.
Right.
Is it as refined as an RO system? No. That's high quality drinking water. Everything is stripped out, sediment, stuff like that. But this is absolutely okay to drink. You filtered it down, the most of the sediments out of it. It's disinfected. You don't have the bacteria in it. So yes, you can drink it.
So the one thing I really like about that is for all of the investors out there that own units that have lock-offs, and a lot of my clients do own places like that or will in the future, if you put a whole home system in, you are actually able now to, when you rent out that lock-off, it's an amenity to be able to say you can drink water from the tap. You're not going to be drinking from one of those big blue jugs that could or couldn't be contaminated, right? So that's another big advantage of this. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the price. And again, the price, guys, is the retail price. It does not include taxes or install. Every install is a little bit different, but we can go over that once we do a consultation. But what is the retail price on this amazing unit?
So this is $1,347, $1,347. It's a very good bargain for filtering your entire home water supply. Of course, if we run into, depending on the situation you had, installation things, we'll do quotes on that for our plumbers to actually have to do that extra work to get the water pipes to the filter system.
Exactly. But the basic install is typically running, but of course the consultation has to happen. But the basic install, we're typically around that $500 marker.
For a system like this,
for a
yes.
system like this, yes.
This is a workhorse. This is a large system. It's not as minute as an RO system where you're just working in one spot with.
No, it's a beast.
Yeah,
it's a beast. And last question on this one, Jeremy, is this system. I own a villa. Let's say I'm not in a penthouse or a condo. I own a villa, 5-bedroom villa, 6-bedroom villa on the golf course, looking at the ocean. Can this thing do the trick for me?
This one I would probably recommend we move up to our 22-gallon.
How many gallons is this one?
This is a 12.
Okay, so double.
So yeah, the typical standard household, 4-person household, 3 bedrooms, that have 4 people living in it.
This is the workhorse.
Typically uses about 8 gallons a day.
Oh.
So this is way more than enough for its intent here. But for a larger unit that has multiple bathrooms, you're going to want to probably go up to our next size up, which is a 22 gallon per minute system.
And currently, what are the wait times? So you see the video, you're like, hey, I'm sick of drinking from those blue jugs. I can't do it anymore. Cash, let's get Jeremy out here and let's have a look. Someone says, I want this system now. What is our turnaround time? So specifically, we're in the cities of Las Terrenas. We're doing a lot in Cana and in Punta Cana. So what's the turnaround time for someone in one of those markets that we have started in?
So first and foremost, if you're interested, we're going to come out and do a test. We want to do a water test to make sure what we're dealing with. We're going to take a look at the site and make sure that what we're putting in is going to fit, that it's going to connect well, whether we need a basic install or we need a little bit more prep work done before that. But the turnaround time is probably within a few days of, after we get that part of the information.
Amazing. Okay, so that's great to know as well. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions you guys have, please feel free to leave them in the comments, or you can send me a WhatsApp. Okay, what you're going to do when you send me a WhatsApp is I'm going to dial you right in with Jeremy, and he's going to be able to go really deep. Okay, really, really deep. What we're going to be doing in another video, and I want you to watch it. You might be saying, why did you guys do this? Water filtration. We know you, Cash. You're a real estate guru in the Dominican Republic, pre-construction, residential, all that stuff. You've been doing that for so many years. You've done such a great job with it. Why water filtration? Very simple. I have a daughter, and that sparked the fact that the most important thing she's putting into her body is water, and she's drinking it out of those blue jugs that I can't wait to have anymore. And it started, this whirlwind of research, and Jeremy and myself connected a couple years ago now.
Yeah.
And at that point, almost immediately, he had the drive for it and the experience for it, because 25 years, chief firefighter. Has it more, maybe 30 years?
Almost 30.
Almost 30 years. So this guy knows water, and he's been doing the install of these systems. But I want you to watch that video that is up as well, so you understand why we're doing it, the experience he's bringing to the table, our suppliers that are customizing the equipment for us here in the Dominican Republic. All these things are really important when you're making that decision of where you're going to get your clean drinking water from and how you're going to produce it.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. So what is the next step of this? And we're going to be doing this in coming weeks, because we are also supplying you with water softening systems. All right. So I have enough space in this laundry closet to put it in. Tell me a little bit about how the water softener is going to tie into this system now.
So the water softening is just another application that we suggest for the type of water here. I found that the water is very hard here. The evidence of that, I'm sure you guys can agree, is that that orangish rusty type scale that you might get on your white fixtures, your toilets, tubs, sinks. Over time that builds up. It's almost like a pinkish orange color. The scale that gets built up, especially if you have glass doors in your showers, you'll notice probably just after one shower.
Exactly.
As soon as that dries, you got that build up, and if you don't keep up with scrubbing that off, it's almost impossible to get off. That's hardness. That's the calcium in this water, and it's very high. Especially if you have well water. Well water is absolutely terrible. In fact, I took did a test on a well complex that has a well over in Las Terrenas, and I was getting a 33 parts per million hardness. I've never even seen that high of a hardness level. Typically, the municipal water here from Napa that's providing is about a 9, which is still a little hard. But the water softeners for home systems are essential for preventing scale on the pipes, preventing that buildup scale on the glass, the discoloration. When you take a shower or a bath, the soap and the shampoo is going to suds up more. Your skin's going to feel smoother. So there's a lot of good qualities to putting in a water softener system. And we also provide that. And like Cash said, we'll be talking about that in later episodes here. But keep that in mind. It's something that, if you've got the room for it, we highly suggest putting one in. Those start at around $1,100, just over. And again, they all do all of the aspects of what we put in. If you had the whole system of the filters, the softener, and the RO, you're going to have the best water that you can imagine. Okay, guys, I think that answers a lot of questions about this system. Do you understand this system? You understand in the previous episode, you understand the RO system under sink. Yep.
You could just do the under sink system and just drink from there. Perfectly fine.
Yep.
Chris, I want to go to the next level. I want to go to the next level. We did this. The next level after that is the water softening system.
Yep.
So, guys, so the way we're going to be doing this here in the Cana area, Punta Cana area, is we're going to be setting a date because Jeremy's based out of Las Terrenas. That's where our headquarters is at. We're going to be setting a date. It's probably going to be in and around the 15th of the month, and we're going to be doing a 3-day run of installs. Okay, we're going to just be booking the first 10 people that reach out to us that want to get installations done. They're going to do a constant run through the components of what you're looking for, what some of the restrictions are. Maybe we're going to share some photos with you.
Yep.
And at that point, guys, then we're going to book you in. Okay, we're going to book you in, and we will be able to get you done as soon as. And we haven't determined yet. I'm going to put that date out, but I think we're probably going to be doing our next run on the maybe in 2 weeks.
Yeah, probably middle of the month.
Middle of the month, okay. So we're going to be doing that, and probably we're going to the first 10 people to get to block that spot are going to be the ones that will be drinking clean water from WFS in less than 30 days. Sound like a plan, guys? Okay, so that's it for this one. Thanks for joining us, and look out for that video where we give you a little breakdown of why we started doing this and a little bit more about our supplier, Cana, one of the top companies in the world, doing water filtration systems for over 50 years. All right, guys, love where you live and love what you drink. Talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.